last thing that happened was this cool sort of winged submersible style spaceship that the enforcers were on. It landed. You guys had a scuffle with them, or some of you did, and one of you died. One of you is knocked out and is missing a soul now because the player is no longer controlling them, and that would be Zippy Bravado. Then a couple more people came by. You guys were in the midst of a breakout. Seemed like a pretty successful one too. When the whole chaos of a huge alarm system, not huge, I guess it's pretty small, started going off and saying that the ship would self-destruct in like 10 seconds, and you guys all scrambled to get out of the ship and clear the blast zone. Hopefully, you're like ducked down on the other side of the Obsidian Hills, waiting for the ship to blow up, and it never does. Never does blow up. I mean, 10 seconds passes, 20 seconds passes, 30 seconds pass. Nothing really happens. The enforcers and you're broken up into two groups, one on each side of this depression. And I'm gonna say that because I kind of forgets the I don't have my my old notepad down. Here. Oof. So I of course forget the names of wait. 8 EST, Erickson, Pasifina, Mouser, and Zen. Okay, I've got it. All right.
Yeah.
I found it. And
sorry, just I was looking at something. Amy's character's name is
Pasifina.
Mm-hmm.
People call her Feeny.
Feeny?
Feeny.
Okay.
Feeny. Okay. Feena.
All right.
Like
so
finished, but not quite.
yeah, like not quite finished.
Yeah.
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 So I believe it was 8 EST and Pasifina were on one side of the depression. Erickson had broken into the ship, so he was with the other group. Erickson, Mouser, Zen, and Erickson, Mouser, and Zen, I guess, were on the other side with. I guess it was just the two enforcers that could run.
Right.
And so there's them too. So let me I wonder if I wonder if I've got like a way to visualize this. I'm not sure if I do. Oh, hello.
Currently Zen is dragging Erickson towards quote unquote his own destruction, but really she's dragging him towards she's chasing down the enforcers.
Yeah.
And Erickson's being dragged along because he's like, "Come on, we need to go this way." He doesn't, because at that point he hadn't realized that the alarm was fake.
Yeah,
So he's being dragged along.
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
Good
the
time.
test of the emergency explosion system.
This is a real test. Please do not be alarmed.
There's still one in the ship, right?
There are some that are recovering in the ship. I don't think any of them were dead. So I'm gonna say there were 3 recovering in the ship.
Oh.
But the other 2 who were awake and aware are outside with I guess it's Erickson, Mouser, and Zen. And yeah, there was that whole thing where Erickson and Zen were like fighting over which way to go. And having
He was trying to drag me, and then I fought off, and then I dragged him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Did it end up that you were going to with the guards? With the sorry, not the guards, the enforcers.
I think I was going to chase them. Is that possible?
I think you were both
Yes.
trying to do like similar things, though, weren't you?
Erickson was trying to go back to Feeney.
Right.
Because-
Okay. Yeah.
because- And she was heading towards the cresting up the other side of the other hill to go and chase down the enforcers and beat them,
Right.
possibly
Right.
kill them. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I thought
Yeah,
Feeny had sort
that
of said,
sounds legit.
"Whoa, wait, everyone, take a moment."
I had turned off the alarm and come out and asked everybody what was happening now that I have their attention.
Right. What was it? Is that an action you're doing right now?
So at the end of the last session, she canceled the alarm.
Right.
And then had walked out from behind the rock she was hiding on, and just excuse me, what's going on?
So the alarm was canceled. Is there like an audio cue for that? Is there like alarm canceled?
I think it says something like self-destruct canceled. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Perfect. Yeah. I like.
How about nicer day than you would if the self-destruct wasn't canceled.
Yeah.
I
like the
So-
idea that the enforcer sort of self-destruct alarm has this built in. Like you didn't necessarily program that in, but when a self-destruct is just canceled, there will be this like cheery message afterwards. Have a nice day.
Exactly. It's very upbeat.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're asking what's going on, and there's these two enforcers. They're a little freaked out. So hold on, let me see how they're reacting. They'll react as they normally do, which is to try and retake you all through arresting you. So they will draw little pistols that they had on their hips, and point them at the group that is on their side. That is Erickson, Mouser, and Zen, and say they will say, "You're under arrest for evading capture and for tampering with a starship of the Galactic Enforcement Agency."
I immediately run away.
Oh, wait. So, Pasifina, you said the self-destruct? What? I'm so confused. How did that happen? And why did we leave the ship if that's the case? We should have stayed on and just hid somewhere. Now we could have taken their ship. Oh well.
The two enforcers, they don't like that you're having this casual conversation while they're trying to arrest you. So they I get the impression that one is kind of on the outskirts of the group and one's kind of in the middle of the group, so it's a little bit awkward. They're not like flanking you or anything, right? So they've got their guns pulled, and Mouser's just talking to Pasifina. Pasifina's like yelling from the other side and then ducking back down. And they're going to try to pacify Mouser in this case. So I want to know what their stats are. They are what were they? Army? I think they were army.
Yeah,
They were
Yeah, for
soldiers.
sure.
they were
Soldiers.
all right.
Yep.
That's why
All right.
they, kicked our ass.
Yeah. So the both of them, I'm going to give them each a roll for this. They're both going to pacify Mouser, in the hopes that they will have a better chance of doing that, and then have like a bargaining chip, basically. So that's a 6, which does, I'm sure, nothing. And that is a 10, which does make it, because every combat roll, this is a combat roll. Every combat roll is weighed against an 8. So you roll your 2d6, you add your modifiers, and it's an 8, unless there's cover, in which case it's a 10. So what one of them tries to grab you by the feet, but you definitely kick that guy, and his shoulder pauldron kind of jitters, and it's and you can tell that you've hurt his shoulder. But the other one grabs you from behind and sort of bear hugs you. And these guys are big, right? They're not like they're not like Space Marine big, but they're like still really big. So it's a proper bear hug. And now I'll let you guys react to that as well. And
Mouser snuggles in.
they also say their intent. They're saying, like, we've got your friend. Submit.
And like, you shouldn't hire bears and let them onto the force. They're very unpredictable.
So what do you guys want to do about this? I know that's
How far can I have run by this point?
not too terribly far. There hasn't been much that's happened yet.
I will keep going.
Okay, so you're just like running down the other side of this obsidian crescent-shaped hill, and just running away from the
She's
conflict.
got her hands in the air, waving frantically back and forth in high pitch as she does so.
So
She's also running in a zigzag because she feels like that might make it harder for someone to shoot her in the back.
Yep. So which direction are you running in now? In the direction of the like lava lake with the little dome that you saw.
The last safe place that she remembers was where they got hot chocolate. So
Yeah.
she's running in that direction.
Yeah.
Can
That's a good
I?
idea.
The
What?
8 EST will, when she starts to scoot away, will follow her. And I would like to try to grab her to stop her from continuing to run away.
Right.
Oh, you don't even have to roll for that. She's like as strong as like a like a balsa wood.
What a
So-
comparison.
Yeah, so she turns, runs away, and she's sort of skittering back and forth. I just walk up, grab her, and sort
And
of,
she's still just running in place as you hold her.
yeah, with a like sort of a hug,
Yeah.
and I'll go. We need to help our friends. We cannot run away.
Yeah,
And
she's
then I'll-
just still running in place.
Yeah.
But sure.
And then I'll turn around and start walking back up the hill.
Right. So you're just physically taking her.
Oh,
And she's like a decker too. Like she's a hacker, which could be of some use in this combat, because there's a ship right here. It doesn't necessarily have a big gun on it or anything. It looks kind of like a recon ship, but I'm sure if you creatively hack this thing enough, you
yeah.
do something with it.
That's why I thought we were That's what I thought we were going to do. It's like, no, we're on the outside again.
Yeah, now everybody's on the outside except for the like unconscious people. All right, so
we don't
what
have our
else?
weapons anymore, right?
You have the weapons that you picked up from inside from the fight. I don't remember exactly what they were.
There was something.
There was one person who was shooting inside, and it seemed like a terribly bad idea. It might have been Mouser.
Yeah, I was doing that. It seemed, I don't know.
Yeah.
Seemed harmless enough.
So you've got like an auto pistol or something.
Okay.
And the rest of you have like melee weapons. That would be Mouser. Zen and Erickson probably have melee weapons. Like I
forgot that I have a melee weapon, but I do.
Yeah, and I think Zen's was a big wrench. It was possibly a big wrench.
I don't remember that, and I don't have it written down at all.
Yeah.
I remember Zen grabbed something off the wall. You were saying that there was a tool locker on the bridge or something.
Yeah, like there was an array of weapons, like for it was like kind of like a Bristol board array of tools, except they were tools and weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, I would have grabbed like whatever the biggest thing would have been.
Yeah, I think it was like a big oversized wrench.
Okay.
And
great for clobbering people over the head.
And Erickson,
Maybe.
You weren't subdued by these guys, so you probably literally just have all of your stuff. You're gonna just have every single piece of your equipment. That goes for 8 EST and Pasifina as well.
Well, they had the force field, and we managed to trick them into, or one of them was absent-minded and didn't close the force field, and they went off to do something else.
Yep.
And that's when we found all our stuff, or I found some of our stuff, and I think I can't remember what Zen was doing at that time, but
yeah, and I remember that Mouser did a little bit of trickery with the computer screen that they were scanning the area with. You saw that there was a Levadian dreadnought in the area. You quickly swiped the notification off the screen, and in fact took a little like an SD card, basically like a little chip that's a memory chip with you.
That's right.
Yeah.
So state that
that
8 EST or EST for short. He has a shotgun, but it doesn't have like shotgun shells. It's a beanbag gun.
Oh wow! Yeah, okay.
It's non-lethal, right? So.
Right. Yeah. So it's got one of those oversized barrels, and it shoots like big soft projectiles
out of the end of his hand. And boom.
Wow, cool. Like Mega Man or something.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, so these guys have grabbed Mouser. We have had one person try to run away. We've had the other person bring them back, and I think there's still Zen and Erickson and Mouser. You can respond to this too. I believe you quipped at them, but you can also like physically try and get out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making a lot of noise and like sort of kicking and punching, but I'm imagining it's sort of ineffectual, except maybe for the noise part.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yep.
So
Did I
right
see?
now,
Sorry, Erickson. What?
no, you can keep going.
Well, we're just asking. Did I see? Did I see Pasifina trying to run away, or Can I not see that because they're on the other side of the ridge?
Yeah, you saw her run over the crest of the ridge, and then you saw her also be starting to be dragged back over by 8 EST.
So as Pasifina was running away, I redoubled my squirming and noisiness.
Mhm.
But then when she got dragged back, I kind of subdued just a tad bit.
Oh, right, because of pride.
What's that?
What is pride? All right, so yeah, and I wonder if Zen and Erickson have a response.
So Erickson's being dragged along by this, and he's like, "Hey, stop it, you daft woman!" And he's kind of being dragged along as it's kind of
Yeah, of course.
as he's being dragged along. And he sees that Mauser's being held up as we're just standing here on this ridge, looking at Mauser, and they're pointing guns at us. It's like, "Hey, we got your friend. Don't do anything to us."
Yeah.
He go,
What kind Sorry.
I don't think Erickson ever met Mauser. Has he? Or
No.
was Mauser?
No, you're not necessarily friends. You're not even really acquaintances. You just saw him run out of the ship. He's definitely not an enforcer, though.
Yeah.
So Erickson debates a bit, and he actually pulls out his own weapon and points it back at them because they're pointing weapons at him. He's like, "Drop your weapons, and we will let you go."
All right. And so you've got the threat of violence going for you, and Zen.
What other weapon does Erickson have on him that I can kind of see by staring at him?
What do you think, Erickson? What do you have on your belt holster or easily, in view?
I'm looking for something that shoots.
Yeah.
In view.
Something that goes pew pew.
Or boom boom.
Yep.
So I think she's asking you, Erickson.
1 second. I'm texting my mom about something.
Yeah, no problem.
Because the reason why is because my mom volunteered my services to a local church group essentially.
Yeah.
And at some point today they were supposed to call, and they never did.
Right. Okay.
So I'm like, she's like, "Oh, did they call?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess they were busy with something. And I don't necessarily have your character sheet, so I can't answer for him. I can't pull it up.
For me?
Yeah.
My character sheet. What does she need?
I'm looking for fuming weapons, like shooting weapons.
Like she's carrying you, and now she's inspecting you to see which weapons you have that she could use against the enforcers.
Well, for starters, he has just pickaxe, right? Mm-hmm. And he also has a shotgun. Oh, he has an axe. I think that might be the pickaxe, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
pickaxe, shotgun, and an SMG.
All right, shotgun it is.
He's using the shotgun though. He's got the shotgun out.
Oh, then
if
SMG it is.
Yeah, yes.
I have the shotgun on my little note card.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I have the SMG. The SMG is free. You can take the SMG.
Okay, so I will take it from his pocket, drop him, take it from wherever he's got it on him, and then I will turn around and shoot the guy that's holding Mauser.
Right, cool. So Mauser,
but not a lethal place,
right
in the shoulder or something.
Mauser is being held as a captive, as a hostage, like as a shield.
I will shoot the guy who's holding Mouser somewhere where I can see him and not shoot Mouser.
Okay.
And yes, let's just hope I got the good dice.
Yeah. All right.
Otherwise,
So
sorry, Mouser.
so don't miss.
Mhm.
Rolling
Good plan,
doubles.
good plan.
Rolling doubles would be great in this situation. So yeah, roll your combat skill. And he has cover, right? He's got this human shield, so he's got a 10. You got to beat a 10.
I rolled 11, actually.
Ooh, yes, nice.
Yeah, 8 plus 3, that's 11. Yeah, okay.
Right.
So 11.
Cool.
What's the damage on a semi?
That would be
2 dice.
2 dice. Nice. Yep,
But
there it
it's
is.
automatic, so you get
Ooh.
Yeah, you get 2 shots as well.
Well,
Nice.
so I rolled 10, and they're doubles for the
Yeah.
first shot.
Oh.
Yeah, on the damage dice, the doubles don't mean as much.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Anyways, okay. So first shot 10, and second
thought it
shot
was like-
3.
I thought it was going to be like a power play move or something like that.
So the first shot was 10, and the second one was what?
3.
3. Perfect. All right, let me go back and see how much these guys had in the first place. Man, I should keep dedicated notebooks for this because I'm looking through. I've got like phone numbers. I've got like notes about like account numbers and.
Yeah, please don't use the phone number as the amount of.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. All right, I'm just gonna re-roll this. Hopefully, it's relatively similar.
Good.
So these guys have. I'm going to use the same number for both, so that'll be that number, and then it'll be right, and write it down twice because there's 2 of them. All right, so you have hit this guy, and you're saying it's non-lethal. You're trying to hit him in a space that's not going to kill him, right?
Yeah, like I don't want to shoot him in the head, but I do want him to drop Mouser.
Right, yeah. So you managed to do enough damage that he takes a wound, and that's whatever it's called, a small wound. And that's enough for him to like release his grip. He's not trying to release his grip, so his arms are still around Mouser, but Mouser definitely feels like there's nothing holding him anymore. There's this big bear, and it's just like gently caressing his hair. It's not like he's not squishing him anymore.
So I quickly, without really thinking about it, I managed to reach into my belt and pull out my axe that I have.
Yeah.
And I start, I like swinging at the guy. Or I don't know if it's my turn yet, actually. But
you haven't had a proper turn yet, so yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm like, I take a swing at him. I'm a pretty short guy, and he's pretty big, so I imagine, like, maybe in the belly or something like that, or like around, around his like lower arms, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
And try and like vault away so he can't grab me anymore.
Right. Okay. So you'll hit him and vault away. So let's get that combat roll rolled.
Yeah. So we got. Fuck. 6.
A 6 does not hit. So
Yeah.
whether you hit or not, he's not holding you. He's just suffered a wound, so it's not like he's going to be able to re-grab you in the same moment. So you can vault away, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, so I do that. And I try and like find some cover somewhere, maybe.
Right.
Quickly.
And I'm gonna say that's your team's turn, because that was a good turn. That was great. And the enforcers, they're gonna look at each other and look at all of you with your amazing luck and your great skills with your weapons and stuff like that. And they're gonna shit. Did they have any weapons? They didn't really have any weapons.
You said he had like some pistols.
Oh yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah.
They're gonna take their pistols from their holsters and throw them on the ground and put their hands up.
Smart moves.
We give up.
Absolutely no.
We give up. We can't fight this many people. I don't know why they sound like that now, but
Now they sound suspicious.
Well,
like we should
boys,
shoot
they
the
came
other
up.
what do you want from us? We didn't come here for you.
Then why are you holding us captive?
Because Zippy Bravado, known space criminal, came in and announced her presence. We had to react. It's our duty.
He said duty.
I was just thinking that.
It's what we were bred to do. We have to do this. We have to uphold galactic law.
This must be a mistake. Our captain, Zippy Bravado, would have never broken the law. She was a saint. A saint, I say.
There's you can see they both have these like little eyepieces, like in Dragon Ball. You know, there's a little headset with a little green glass HUD, and you can see that there's like at the mention of Zippy Bravado's name, there's like a whole like a huge text file that's going by in their HUD there. So they look at each other and they decide not to argue about it. That Zippy Bravado has never done anything wrong, and they kind of you know how the cops have like a sort of standard way to have people held captive. They'll have them like bent over a car or like off balance against a wall, something like that. They kind of do this to themselves. It's not exactly the same because it's galactic, right? So it's weird in space age. But but yeah, they kind of slump forward onto their knees and then bend themselves back so that they're bowed against the ground, and you recognize this as a posture of like being arrested. So they're bowed back against the ground.
At this point, you see EST and Feeny walking down the ridge.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly, like stopping running in place as you're carrying her.
like the legs are pinwheeling, except it's getting slower and slower and slower.
Exactly.
How can we be of assistance?
Well, things seem to be under control, but we're happy. We're happy that you guys are back with us. So these guys are being nice and friendly now. I don't know if they have anything against the rest of us, but they might. So I'm gonna not introduce myself.
What is your name?
What do we want to do, guys? Do we want to go into the ship and I don't know. I mean, do we? We don't have a transport, do we? Right now.
Yes, we do. Right now, we have this one.
Exactly.
I'll ask the officers. How many other officers are there on the ship?
And in response to both of your questions, I heard Erickson's question. What is your name? I think it was. Was that right?
Well, no. What is his name? And it's directed towards Mauser.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
He
Okay. Right.
He was gonna introduce himself because he's never met Mauser. He's like, "What is your name, good soul? Why were you being held captive by these enforcers?"
Right. So we'll pick that conversation up in a second. Zen is just asking these guys, and he's saying, one of them on the ground is saying, the one that you wounded is saying, there are 5 of us, and we came as reconnaissance, and the other guy says, shut up.
Oh my god.
It's not what she asked.
We would love to hear about your reconnaissance. Do tell us all about that.
Before when we get up to the group, EST will put down Feeny and say, "Please don't run away." And then he'll walk over to the injured soldier and try to medical stuff him.
Yeah, right. Okay. Is this like field medication, field medic stuff that's gonna hurt, or is it like space age, tricorder stitching or whatever?
Yeah, he brings out like his he brings out a little tricorder and
right,
and then he'll bring out a can of like foam and spray it on his leg to stop the bleeding.
That's perfect.
He's got a back to take.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the Pokemon spray that they have for your Pokemon, which is literally just exactly that. Spray it on, it foams up, and it disappears on your Pokemon. But what was Zen's question to him? How
many people?
How many people are? Yeah, that's right. And he answered that. And he was
about reconnaissance.
He thanks 8EST, recognizes him as an android. You do look sort of androidish, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So recognizes him as an android and thanks you for the medical treatment.
It was my pleasure. Is anyone else hurt?
There are a couple of people inside that are hurt, but they are being treated by I don't know how to say it. I want to make up a word. Nanobots in your blood. So plasma nanoids. They're being treated by plasma nanoids. There is one dead inside, though, as well.
It wasn't me.
I was sorry for your loss. Wasn't me. Didn't do it.
Wasn't me. I wasn't me. I swear.
I think James is the only one that can say that it wasn't him. James is the only one who can't say that.
I believe I did kill one of them originally.
Yeah, no, I mean just because it was literally you.
Well, it was Bert.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Rest in peace, Bert.
Right.
Rest in peace, indeed.
And someone mentioned that they'd want to hear more about the recon. And let me see. What kind of why don't you roll your social skill?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah. which I'm pretty good at. So hopefully
Yeah.
something good will. So hang on, let me see. I got to look at my. What is that? Hang on a sec.
No problem.
Trying to see what my social is.
Yeah.
Social is 3, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
wonderful.
So that I have to roll 2 dice, right?
Yep.
And should be awesome. Let's see, what is it? It is 10.
10. Nice.
Plus the 3, so 13.
Yep. Perfect. So, was that doubles, by the way? The 10 that you rolled? Was it
What's
5?
that?
Was it 5 and 5, or was it like some other?
It was a 4 and a 6.
Right. Okay. All right. So, it's not like you just ask the question and he answers it, but there's a little bit of back and forth before you do get some information about the mission here, and they first tell you already what you know, that they are looking for a ship. It's a dangerous ship. And that's they were not here to arrest anybody, but the enforcers were sent in order to if they get caught or whatever, they have like a fighting chance. There's other departments of the Galactic Space Force, the Galactic what did I call them? Galactic Enforcement Agency. And not all of them are big like beefcakes like these guys, right? So there's like detectives, and there's all the different enforcement departments. But the enforcers, they're like these big Judge Dredd dudes. So if they get caught, they can basically pound into the ground threats that aren't PCs.
Yeah. Okay, so this dangerous ship, it wouldn't happen to be a I'm sorry, what was it called? A dreadnought something?
Yeah,
dreadnought?
A Levadian dreadnought.
Dreadnought, would it?
The one that wasn't coughing starts to like sputter as if he like inhaled wrong. He's like like just coughing uncontrollably. And the other one's like he looks at the first. I guess I should give them names. They're called Rad and I don't want to give him. I don't want to give him the name.
Rad and Chad.
Rad and Chad. Chad is perfect. Yeah. Rad and Chad.
Russell.
So it's you're talking to Rad. Chad starts sputtering, and Rad looks over and he says, he does this when he's nervous. He inhales something. He'll be okay in a second. But yes, for sure, it is a Levadian dreadnought. I don't know how you knew that. You were close to the scanners, but so was I, and we were watching that like a hawk.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, there's I failed to. This probably isn't obvious, but over there in the village that we all just left, there is some really awesome scanning equipment that I personally had set up because I have a business prospect on this planet, and it just helps to cover all your bases. So anyway, to make a long story short, I just happened to notice that ship coming in somewhat behind you guys, so it's really close right now.
Oh.
In fact, if you go back to your ship and look at your computer systems, I'm sure you'll see it's probably within the vicinity of this solar system right now.
He starts to look a little nervous. He's like, You mean they're here right now? We need to get back to the Galactic Enforcement Agency and respond to this. There may be war imminent. And he says, so you're saying you were here, and have you had any contact with the Levadians?
I certainly have very little contact with Levadians. I tend to steer clear of them because I've heard that they are prickly to deal with.
Yeah, they definitely are a bit hot under the collar. If you see these the steam people, they've been I'm gonna give them a name. They're called called steamoids. Sorry, what was that?
Weren't they the Bacharrachians?
Bacharrachians, yes.
Yes, they were.
Yes. They're called Bacharrachians in the language that you guys are using to basically communicate in, because maybe they didn't necessarily have like a name for themselves in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or whatever. So they were named here on basically you just named them for Bert Bacharrach.
Fallen comrade.
Arakians. And he says, "Oh, is that what they're called? Is that the name they use? They never told us their name before. But yes, for sure. They're the ones who have been feeding us the information that we need. And the Levadians, the ones that come from under the lava, they have this dreadnought that is massive. It is world ending, right? So they haven't used it yet, and we're not sure why.
Wow. So hang on. Where were the ones on this ship though? Are they from here?
The ones on this ship would be from here, yes. They might. There might be some from other colonies, of course, but I think the main force of them are from here. But of course, that's why we're here to collect information on it.
And they're the enemies of the Bacharrachians. I see. Now this is starting to make sense. Well,
hold on. Let me see if I've got my. Oh, there it is.
So.
Right. Okay.
Sputtering and. I'm just writing down notes.
Right.
So the dwarf's listening to all this, trying to get the names of everyone, and just kind of being the joyful little bunch he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's listening to all this, and he's like, "So you're going to ruin the great hot chocolate of this world. They are going to ruin the great hot chocolate of this world."
Well, we don't know, right? Because this is their home planet. And they've had this ship apparently for a very long time, and have never once used it for war, despite it being an enormous warship.
Well,
but yes, I know exactly what you mean, and I would love to have some of that hot chocolate if there's any around here somewhere.
It's just and Erickson actually turns around and points. He's like, "In that village over there, there's a pretty good little cafe. You can get some pretty good hot chocolate. It's about 50 credits."
Oh, and Chad, the one who is sputtering, he's like, "Oh man, I hope we live to see that."
Oh, I hope so too. Oh, maybe we need to sort of summon in some more, well, I don't know, defensive capabilities for this planet, because obviously these Levadians are up to no good.
Yes, it's a difficult situation, that because the dreadnought could, from what we estimate, could destroy the entire planet and all of the defenses on it. So I don't know we don't know exactly what to do with it. We're trying to find a weakness or the location, just general location, really, so that we can start researching this thing.
Wow. Well, this is a interesting turn of events.
Should we not? Excuse me. Sorry. Should we not go and talk to the steam people to make sure that they will not be hurt by this? EST says.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
They've been terrorized by these people for so long, but I don't want the information to get back to the Levadians that we know that their dreadnought is here. I don't know how many sympathizers the Levadians have with the Bacharrachians.
Well, I certainly didn't see any signs of sympathy while we were there, but if you guys want to wait here, I guess we could go back to the Bacharrachian village and talk to them. We also have, in between your wanted person and myself, we have come up with a good amount of notes on their culture and so forth. We were just sort of doing some investigating of our own when you guys showed up. Purely for our own purposes, of course. But it seems we all have an interest in protecting this planet as it is right now.
From the Levadians.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which star system is Levadia, by the way?
Which stars? You're asking where you are.
Well, they're from
This
they're
is
also
their
from
home
this
planet. Yeah, are you asking which star system you're in?
Okay, so the Levadians are from this planet, so that means they're Bacharrachians?
There's two different
harmonious existence.
There's two different styles of locals here. The lava pigs that are they are the Levadians. And then there's the steam people who are the Bacharrachians, and they have a very tense relationship. As the group was first here on their first day and their first hour, and there was like just a couple of enraged Levadians just like ran up from the lava pool, and but they just got shot down. Like they were blind with rage. So there's definitely two different cultures living on this in this place.
Got it. That clears everything up. Because I was
really what we were trying to get to the bottom of, one of the things we were trying to get to the bottom of before these space police showed up was what was the reason for the enmity between the two cultures on the planet.
Right. And that's something we can go over, certainly. I propose a temporary alliance between us, an exchange of information, and a promise to part with goodwill.
That sounds agreeable.
Can we have our weapons back?
You certainly may have your weapons back. I hope that we will not be shot anymore.
No.
Don't do anything to piss me off, and you won't have to worry about it.
Yep. Okay.
May I have my submachine gun back?
Yes.
Reluctantly, yes, I will give it back to you.
Yeah, basically he takes the machine gun and just kind of puts it in his little strap holster that he has under his little his miner's coat.
Mm-hmm.
I make note of where he puts it.
Good.
So the scene kind of shifts away from this particular conversation, unless you wanted to add anything to it.
No, so
I'm in favor of the deal. The deal sounds good to me. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So they go back to their ship, and they begin working on the recon again, and the computer that they were scanning on. They
but I didn't tell them that I sabotaged.
Yeah, exactly. So they see that the notification was swiped away, but they can bring the information back up. And they also dig around in one of their crates, their little space crates that are battened down. They actually have to move the body to get at this crate because that one was sort of on top. But they open it up and they pull out a little package. It looks like a tiny little metal suitcase, and they bring it to I'm gonna say they bring it to, who do they respect the most? Probably, I don't know. Zen was hitting them a lot. So they
You say that like it's a bad thing.
no, not at all. So they bring Zen this little suitcase, and on it says Capsule Corp. They're gonna what is it? I guess Set 4. Capsule Corp Set 4, and you recognize this as a technology where that is from a company called Capsule Corp. It's a corporation, and they make like little tiny capsules that explode into larger pieces of technology. So it's very portable stuff. So like if you think of like how a tent collapses, and you have to kind of manually collapse it and manually put it up. Capsule Corp has like a little one that says "house" on it, and you press the button and throw it into an open space, and poof, there's a house there, right? And there's all kinds of different capsules, and this one is called Set 4. And you, it's a gift to you as to your group as goodwill, trying to gain your trust after having this firefight and the arrest and everything.
And what is Set 4? Like, does it say on the case?
It does say on the case. I'm gonna leave it a little amorphous, and just to have it as a general use kind of thing, you can say, "Oh, does Set 4 contain this piece of technology that I desperately need right now?"
Okay.
Then you'll go over the list, and we'll roll a die, and we'll see if it does.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Oh, why? Nice. Thank you. You're so generous.
So I'm gonna write that down too.
And I start worried, looking through my pack of things, and I'm like, I'm not saying anything, but I'm like, they must expect something in return.
Right. And they do this in front of the other people. It's not a gift to you, it's a gift to the whole group.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give my wrench back and say, like, well, thank you. Here, for you.
Right,
The
yes.
wrench that I stole from you.
I did need to fix the plumbing, so this will come in handy.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
I guess you could tell that your plumbing wasn't necessarily totally working in the cell there. That is something we had been meaning to fix.
Yeah.
All right, so he goes over the information. You guys, hang out for a couple of hours and have a long conversation about what you know about the Bacharrachians. You've started researching their language and about their sort of the cafe there. You don't know too much about the inner workings of their society, but they can fill you in on that too, because they've been talking to them as well. So the Bacharrachians live in these like underground, like they're if you imagine like an ant colony, and how an ant colony has like a lot of thin tunnels, and there'll be like a central cavern. And so these people live in something like that. There's a lot of different caverns, but there's they travel through these like basically mail tubes, right? So they go through and they're steamed so they fit, right? And they live in this sort of colony kind of way. They've got the language basically on file, so they can finish the work that Zippy started. Zippy has not come to yet, which is strange. Everyone's has come to by now after a couple of hours, and and Zippy just doesn't seem to be coming to. Maybe her she's I don't know how to say it. She's rolled her last die, basically.
Oh.
But she's not dead. She's just like in a coma, maybe. Not totally sure why she hasn't woken up, but it is worrying. And they'll give you more information on the Dreadnought as well. It is a massive ship. If you think of the Star Wars Star Destroyers, it is like on that kind of scale. So they're huge ships, and they've got like hangars, and it's got like hangars and like fighters that can come out and protect the ship locally. It's got laser turrets and rail turrets, like kinetic projectile turrets. It's got all kinds of dishes all over it. And it is insulated with a kind of ceramic, and then filled with lava. Like there's different kinds of places. So some of the chambers are filled with lava. Some of them are just like hot space. And that's where they can keep their technology there and stuff, so it doesn't just melt in the lava. And but these people, they need the lava to survive, right? If you can imagine, like a lungfish can survive outside of water, but they need to return to the water, right? So this is the kind of creature that they are. And the ship is like, it's so big, it would be so easy to get lost in, you know. Well, I guess they don't necessarily have all of this information. I'm just kind of rattling off as a DM. I forgot that these guys have limited knowledge.
Yeah, well, they've at least seen the outside of it, so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well, no,
pictures of it.
not necessarily. Most of their information comes from the Bacharrachians, right? So they haven't necessarily seen it. They've seen it on their scans now. But they don't want to probe too much, just in case they are located, pinpointed, and destroyed. So, sorry, what?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So do you have any questions about the Bacharrachians, the Levadians, anything that these guys might be able to answer?
So I'm guessing that right now, a fairly large portion of the Levadians live off planet.
Yes, there are Levadian colonies. They have reached out to a few planets and have created colonies, often underground chambers. They fill it with lava, and they can live. They can live very very peaceful lives, even with other locals. Right?
This planet is pretty much the optimal living condition for them.
Absolutely, it is. Yes, This is a nearly entirely volcanic planet, and it supports two very strange life forms: the Levadians themselves and the Bacharrachians. We don't have any precedent for these kind of creatures before, and it's very strange that they hate each other so much. Well, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Well, what I feel like might be happening here is the ones who are perhaps off-world, may be feeling like their attempts to colonize are not as successful, and perhaps they want to reclaim the planet for themselves.
It's possible, yeah. But
they could certainly do it.
But then also with that, yeah, they could certainly do it with that ship. But then why haven't they done it yet? That's my question. That's the question we were sent to answer. This ship has been around for probably a century and a half, and it hasn't been used ever, even once, as an invasion ship. We don't even know if it has interstellar capability. It should. I mean, the size of it, you could definitely put some kind of FTL drive on it, but they never have seemed to have moved it. They never seem to have used it to shoot anything. Even here, I'm sure that they've got some guns up there that could hit us, destroy us. They could hit the not steamoids, the Bacharrachians, the Bacharrachian dome, and obliterate it. I'm absolutely sure of this, but they've never once used it.
So perhaps something happened recently to change their minds.
That's possible,
well,
yes.
We should go to the village and we should talk to them. And I keep calling it a village. I think it's more sophisticated than that. But maybe we can find out. Maybe we can find out from them what might have changed recently on the planet, in their society, or among the Levadians here.
I think that's a good idea. Maybe we should all go and meet the Bacharrachians, and we can have a real conversation with them. And
let's do that.
All right, it is 9:20. I would like to take a little bit of a break, and I saw Sandia just followed us.
Yep.
So hello, hello, Sandia.
Hello. All right, break sounds good. I'll take a break too.
Cool.
I'll be back.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna go grab any drink and get some water too, because I'm kind of dry. Jeez. Let me just get.
Boo, water.
I know, right? Ugh.
Same here.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So we're all back. We've had this conversation, this exchange of ideas with the enforcers. They certainly have some goodwill. towards you. They're offering gifts to garner goodwill, and you're all heading towards the Bacharrachian cafe.
Yeah, the Bacharrach Cafe.
Yeah, exactly. Bacharrach. There we go.
Lounge. Lounge.
Yeah, the lounge, of course.
Yeah.
So we're getting.
Yeah, just the Bacharach lounge. Oops, I had spelled that wrong. I totally spelled that wrong. That's not even how to spell Bacharach. But I forget how to spell that, so anyways. Yeah, so we're heading back there, and they.
Sorry to interrupt for 1 second.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Say happy birthday.
To.
Did we, or
I sang happy birthday.
Yeah,
Oh, did
absolutely.
you?
Yeah. Before you got here. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, Alexia's got her birthday today.
Yay.
So she's I think she's about 28, right?
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what the number I should have been saying all along.
Yeah.
You told me you were 25.
Lies.
We've had this conversation, Amy. I lie all the time. You know this.
Not
Yeah.
trustworthy.
Well,
Yeah,
now
so
I know you won't lie to me again.
yeah.
Exactly.
And it's sort of reminds me. I was thinking, how would we get her a cake all the way in where she lives in next town over? But that reminded me of our pub game. We're sort of opening. We're just starting to open up here again in Toronto. So I don't know what that means for a pub game when we can start getting back together for that on Sundays.
Yeah. I'm gonna find out this weekend if we're able to play on Sunday or not. So,
Right. Okay. Cool. All right.
right close to where I work, so I'll go in and ask them questions on Friday.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
And is that for? I guess you don't know yet. You're just doing the recon.
Recon.
Yeah. All right. And I'm also wanting to go to a pinball bar, a barcade with a bunch of pinball games. At some point in the near future, on the Danforth, and wanted to ask if anybody wanted to kind of schedule that in. From this.
I don't want to go with you anywhere.
No.
Why would they come?
Yeah,
I
nice.
definitely.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we should try to schedule a night to do that then.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played a real pinball game in a long time. Not to mention seeing faces, but that's secondary.
I don't have a car. Can someone pick me up?
Absolutely. Swing by.
Oh
That's
man,
cool. I love.
Yeah, I wish that we had transporters already.
Right? Why don't we?
Yeah, I don't know why.
We have the flying shoes already. So
Yeah,
why
we
can't
do.
We have like before it was, we have to create the flying shoes and the hoverboards, but we have all that now. So what are we waiting for? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry to be pedantic, but physics is the reason why we don't have.
Right? Yeah.
They've actually transported matter. In the Canary Islands, there was an experiment done. This is like 10 years ago now, where they
10 years ago.
Was it in a crate on a truck?
No, it was an electron.
Okay. Yeah.
Electron from one island to the other.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was intentional, and it went to the place that they wanted it to go. And they used it was like quantum mechanics that they used to do this.
Quantum entangling.
Yeah, that's right.
They used a quantum mechanicizer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it would be called in this game. All right, so we're heading back. to the Bacharrachian cafe, the Baccarat Lounge, and we get there, no problem. The other enforcers have been awoken, but they're staying at the ship. They're going to monitor the ship and try and gently, how do I say this so that it doesn't come off as sexual? They're going to gently probe the ship with their scanners and stuff like that. So that's yeah. So they're working their magic, their recon magic, and it's just Rad and Chad who are coming with you.
Red and Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they want to
Yeah.
get that hot cocoa.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, and they're taking some to go too.
Yeah.
During this whole conversation, Pasifina was in the shade of the ship. She started sitting up, but it eventually went to lying down.
Right.
And it started with just her asthma inhaler and slowly went to like a full nebulizing treatment. The exertion of running away was a little much for her, but
Right.
she finally packed us all up and says, "Okay, I think I'm ready to go."
Okay. You, Chad says to you, you look like you could use something to give you energy. So here's an edible bar that we use when we're feeling inappropriately sleepy. Not to say that what you're feeling is inappropriate, but for us sometimes it's inappropriate. But this energy bar, you can use that.
But it doesn't involve probing, so it's not that inappropriate.
No.
Does it have any
You can just
gluten
eat
in
it. Sorry, what?
Does it have gluten?
Let me check. And
I also can't have nuts.
right, no nuts. Okay, so he's looking through the ingredients and he's like, nope, it's entirely synthetic.
Okay, thank you.
And it's on the package it says Go Bar.
Yeah. This stuff makes you go.
Yeah, exactly. So we head over there, and the first order of business is Rad and Chad sit down and introduce themselves as the Galactic Enforcement Agency, and order two big like triple shots of this hot chocolate, the universe's best hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And sorry, why did we come back here again? We wanted to talk to the Bacharrachians, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
about the excuse me,
Bodies?
Leviathan.
Yep.
You can do it.
Lava pig.
Lava pig?
Yeah, they're the Levadians are the lava pigs from the lake.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Now I've connected the dots. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And
I didn't kill anyone. I didn't kill
no. You have no blood on your hands. So,
Didn't do it.
the Rad and Chad have heard that this is where the attack, the Levadian frenzy happened. When the pig came out of the lava pool there, and so they set up like a little tiny mini turret. And it's basically like a little camera on a tripod, except it can shoot. It can shoot like some laser or something.
Yeah.
And it's connected to a little remote that they've got, so they're ready in case there's another attack. So that you can have some hot chocolate in peace.
Yeah.
so they start the conversation with the Bacharrachians, and you guys all have universal translators, right? That's basically how you can all speak to each other.
It's a babel fish in your ear.
Right? Yeah.
We couldn't understand them at first, though.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't understand the Bacharrachians when we first came here.
That's right. But Rad and Chad actually have an entry for their glyph language, so they can give you conversational Bacharrachian for your little babel fish.
Yeah, right.
So they come over and they're the first conversation that you actually have with these people is like, wow, the weather is so cool today. I feel like I should put on a sweater or something like that. You know, it's being translated universally, so they don't have sweaters, but that's how it's translated. And they're saying how cool it is, but you guys are still sweating. Like it's definitely like waves of heat coming up off the ground. And but Rad and Chad start the conversation. So these people don't really know what's the deal with you and the Levadians, and the Bacharrachian serving you gets tense, right? And you can tell because they start swirling around in the middle. This is how they sort of display their emotion. They're just through the expression of their steam. So they obviously get tense, and they don't want to talk about it too much, but they say the Levadians, they've hated us forever. I don't know why. I think they're rude. I think they're terrible people, and they're just disgusting. And look at their corporeal forms, gross. Present company accepted, of course. And
you're not helping yourself out here, buddy.
So yeah, there might be just a little bit of local racism happening here. So that's probably where the enmity lies. That's what you're getting from these people, that it's they are more disgusted by their differences than they are any kind of logical thing.
Okay, but so you guys don't seem to have any like actual concrete reason. What about them? Do they have any concrete reason for hating you guys? Do you think?
Well, we have. I'm ashamed to say it, but we have destroyed some of their lava chambers. We've drained the lava, and it did cost them their lives. Some of them, not all of them. We wouldn't go on a genocidal rampage or anything. Not like them, but yes, that did happen in the past. That was a long time ago. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. But
I believe him.
But
I didn't commit the Holocaust, but somebody that's like me did.
So they hate our entire kind for something that happened a long time ago in the past. And so that's what's I think that's why they make incursions and try to kill us and stuff like that.
I see.
I don't know why that's every NPC's voice. I don't think these people who talk in glyphs would have this kind of conversation. It's just a default for me.
It's every NPC's voice because they're talking through our babblefish, and that's the babblefish's voice.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I like the idea that you can like change the like Alexa's voice, but for like different races, you can like change which voice that it uses, and it's like a personal choice.
Yeah, that's you can do that with some of the voice synthesizers now.
Yeah,
Not for different races, obviously, but like you can have a multi-person dialogue,
yeah,
and some of them can have crazy accents.
yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so there's you're getting the idea that that the tension was and this long-standing violence tension has never broken out into all-out war, but there is obviously like a lot of animosity, and you are starting to in your minds trace it back to this campaign that the Bacharrachians began to drain some of the lava chambers that the Levadians need to survive, to drive them away from the Bacharrachians. For basically no reason other than they're very different kinds of people.
Wow. Well, what do you think, guys? Should we tell them that there's a massive, destructive, planet-sized spaceship heading our way right now, full of their mortal enemies, or do we keep it from them?
If we tell them, it could start a mass-wide race war. Is what he said. Is what the dwarf said, and he's drinking his little hot chocolate, simple as he says.
Yeah.
If we tell them, then it will lead to bloodshed. But if we do not tell them, there could be no preparation for evacuation in case the dreadnought.
That's right. Plus, after hearing that story, I kind of want to see their shock reactions now. Oh yeah, whoa!
Stick it to these dumb racists. But Rad kind of leans in, and you guys are kind of talking conspiratorially. So he leans in, and he's also like playing into the style of conversation you're having, and he's like, these are the people who were giving us the information. They already know. They know that this thing is out there. They suspected, that this thing was out there. They needed some proof. They needed some information on it. But they are aware that there is an enormous war machine. That's why they called the Galactic Enforcement Agency.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense.
They called the Popo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has actually seen this ship?
Well, nobody's actually seen this ship. Mouser is the first one, I think, the first non-Levadian person to have sensed this ship in any way.
Uh-oh. And I just swiped it away.
Yeah, but like, has anyone considered the possibility that this is not actually there and it's a figment of technology, that maybe they're projecting a presence of a ship of this magnitude but don't actually have it?
I suppose that's possible, but is it more likely that they have a planet-killing warship, though?
Well, usually when you make a planet-killing warship, you intend to use it, otherwise you don't invest that many resources.
Right. But maybe they were waiting for the right moment, and now the right moment has come. They
For
haven't been
several
using it.
centuries?
Well, they haven't been using it up till now. They've kept it somewhere hidden, obviously.
Right, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but this is a possibility. Like, it just seems eerie to me that they haven't used it and they've had it for a very long time.
Well, perhaps their inclination is towards being passive.
But you build a planet-killing warship. That doesn't sound very passive to me.
No, but again, they haven't used it, so we think of it as it's obviously heavily armed and stuff, but like,
Right, there's no problem with having a defensive measure in place. I understand that. But a machine that can destroy a whole planet isn't defensive. It's offensive.
true.
Is in this place? Is there a place where there's scanners where myself and Fee can go to see if we can hack the system to see if it's an image or an actual ship?
Right. The stuff that you brought with you was all like. Hold on. No, you're one of the characters that rewrote history to be there. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say that you have some. Man, do you have a ship? I guess you would have to have a ship to have been there. So yeah, you've got your ship parked, and you've got some scanners. You're not sure whether you have the sensory capacity to get necessarily an image of this thing of any resolution that is useful in any short amount of time, but certainly you could give it a shot.
Feeny, shall we go to the ship to see if we can get an image?
Why not?
All right.
Decisive. Why not?
All right. So now that we know you have a ship, you get to write down information about your ship. You don't have to. You don't have to blurt it out all right now. Just know that you have a ship and that you are able to access it with scanning capabilities at least. So yeah, for sure. And that's parked off a little bit to the south. I was imagining that the enforcers parked to the north.
I think we should all go to our ship.
Mm-hmm.
You have a ship?
Yeah, I didn't think they had a ship, but that's I guess that makes sense.
It's not a very big ship, just a small research vessel.
There, I should explain about the time and space warping artifact. It's not like the TARDIS, right? It's not like you go in and the TARDIS transports through time and space. It's a little. It's physically. It's just a little pyramid, and it is actually beside your table. It's on a how do you say, like a little column, and it's floating above the column and spinning. No, it's perfectly still. But when you use this thing to go through time and space, you don't transport through time and space. What the artifact does is it rewrites the universe to have you be where you want to be. So that you are where you want to be, but like you've been there. It's like a natural progression. You are organically there. So with it's probable that you guys came on a ship.
Okay. Well, we don't have one, so I mean, we just sort of appeared here. Even though, yeah, it has to be natural somehow, but
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, we're kind of hand waving the actual mechanics of this thing because it's crazy and wouldn't work in real life.
Yeah, it could work.
What are you talking about? I have 2 of these things.
Yeah. Well, that's good that they have a ship.
Yeah.
So
I rolled a d6 and them have I rolled a 4. So them having a ship is whenever you arrive on at a new place, I'm gonna have it be a roll of a d6, and there's gonna be a 1 in 6 chance that you came by ship.
cool.
Okay, so there are, I believe, 3 groups. One of the groups has that's 8 EST and Pasifina has a ship. I would like Erickson to roll for a ship, and I would like the original group to roll for a ship, and roll a d6 and get a 4.
So when you say the original group, like we're all 3 of us are rolling.
No, just me and you.
Just one roll for each group.
Okay.
Erickson is kind of a group on his own.
I'm on my own, so I have to roll my own.
Yeah.
So I have to roll about 4?
You have to roll a 4. It's a 1 in 6 chance.
Holy shit. So I rolled exactly 4.
Wicked.
Okay. Well,
Amazing.
And Erickson?
I'm sitting there drinking hot chocolate, and suddenly it's like
I rolled my d6 and got a 1.
A 1, right. So there are 2 ships parked around here, other than the Enforcer ships. So the original group did come by ship. I'm not exactly sure how Erickson got there. It might not be that important. We don't have to go into it. But you didn't arrive by ship. Maybe you did. Maybe you were a stowaway, something like that. Doesn't seem like Erickson's personality necessarily to be a stowaway. But
no, he got here probably by bus.
Right. Yeah.
What he probably did is ever since his little revolt that he's had, he probably got there via low passage, surviving low passage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which in the original system this is based on, low passage is effectively, there's like 3 different stages of passage in this game.
Right.
So there's low, there's low, mid, and high.
Right.
High is like first class. Like
right. I see what you mean.
Yeah, first you're like served like champagne and wine. You got a freaking like jacuzzi, and you're kind of sitting there like, yeah, awesome. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mid tier is like your standard like airport flight. You're just kind of going around. It's like it's like your normal ship's cabin.
Right.
Low passage, you would think that it's like the third class sort of like stowaway thing where it's like these crappy little compartments, or you're working below deck or something like that. So, but this is the future.
Yeah.
In the future, we have cryogenics. So what they'll do is they'll put you in cryo state. They'll stick you in a cryopod, and then they'll transport you, which takes about a week depending on the jump.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that at the end of that journey, when they revive you, you have to make a roll. And if you fail that roll, you died because they could not revive you.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah.
Traveler.
Yeah. Yeah. And it reminds me a little bit of Resurrection shock roll. If you don't make your shock roll, then you die.
Yep, that's AD&D.
Yeah.
And what are you rolling for that?
You roll 2d. You roll for the resurrection. You roll 2d6, and I think it's like the one that administers first aid. It gives you like a bonus. So I think it's like 2d6, and you have to go like above a 4. I think.
Okay.
It's
rare.
really weird, but and I can't remember it
Yeah,
exactly.
it
But I do
makes
know it
sense.
exists.
Yeah, it's a risky process, and there's a lot of factors involved that could mean the difference between survival and death in space,
Yep.
Yep.
So
and being
pretty-
forgotten forever.
So you came probably by low pass then.
I heard that actually is what happened to Burt Bacharach's cousin, Engelbert Humperdinck.
Yes. Well done.
He's got the best name.
And that's why we don't see him around anymore in the space pubs and saloons.
Yeah.
All right, so there is another ship sort of parked nearby, but I believe 8EST and Pasifina were going to check out their scanners. They were going to work on trying to get in sort of an image, like a visual on this thing, using some kind of like radio wave imagery or something like that.
We also have that magic box now.
Oh, the capsule. Yeah, the capsule.
Yeah.
There might be something in there for that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that thing has 8 capsules. It has 8. Let me write that down. There we go. 8 capsules. And I've got in mind a system for this. So if, but it's the fact that it has 8 capsules means that your roll for the amorphous technology that's inside, your rolls are limited, right? As soon as you roll for something and it succeeds, that is definitely one of the capsules, and you can access that at any time, right?
Oh wow.
But you might not want to use your rolls on that unless it's like your it's your sort of your last
your last resort.
your last resort, exactly. So since you have scanners already, it might not make sense to lock a scanner into your capsule case.
No.
Yeah. Well, also, if the scanners aren't, if the scanning like computer is not capable of recognizing whether the image being projected is in fact like a true image or just a projection, then we might need some more like computer power or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Yep. That makes sense. But it sounds like you want to try to scan first, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So you have your hot chocolate and finish up your conversation.
And we suddenly remember drinking the hot chocolate. I suddenly remember.
Yeah.
Because, that stuff is magic.
Sorry. What do you remember?
Where our ship is.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I completely forgot that we had a ship.
Yep.
So.
Are 8EST and Pasifina going to their ship together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wherever she goes, I am going.
Cool.
Yes.
Can I have a ride with you guys?
Yeah, we're walking, so.
Yeah, you gotta walk to your ship, I guess.
That is fine with me. Do you have any food?
Yeah.
Pasifina ate one square of the bar that she was given, and she very gingerly wrapped up the rest and stuck it in a pocket, and she will pull it out and offer it.
Thank you, lass. And he actually smiles and he's rubbing his belly as he takes it from her softly, because he notices how frail she is. But otherwise, he takes it and then basically opens up the pack with one hand with like his one hand and pops the whole thing into it.
Oh, it's very.
Awesome.
He likes to eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a dwarf, right? All of my dwarves are like they all love to eat and drink and party and but yeah, eating is one of the things.
He is basically a dwarf. Except he's basically a tall dwarf. He's about 5 foot something.
Yeah.
On the short end, but he's got like this big barrel tummy. So basically, he's a dwarf. So
Yeah.
he likes to eat and drink ale and do stuff.
Right.
Well-
and I should say that as you're handing the bar over, Pasifina, you notice your hand is a little bit it starts to jitter a little bit because you've had this part of this go bar and it is designed to give you energy. So you've got this like jitteriness, but as soon as you notice it, you can quell it. Like you've got control over it. What was that?
Wait, no, I think that just had caffeine in it.
Yeah, it's a lot like having a little too much caffeine, except for the fact that it also quickens your mind and your reflexes so that you can control it.
Ah.
Right?
That's good stuff.
So yeah, you head over, and it's now Pasifina and Erickson who have had a bit of this bar. So I'm gonna give you basically a +1 on your rolls for the next little while.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
And all right, so you head back to your ship, and what general shape is your ship? You don't have to go into a lot of detail because we'll flesh out your ship a little bit.
1950s like B-movie sci-fi flying saucer.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
That's the best ship.
Yeah, it is the best ship. It's like the classic sort of reticulon ship that's a hubcap and a dome on top, and these like 3 little legs on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And you get in there and you start using your scanning equipment, and it's going to take a little while because Rad and Chad did mention that you should not be sensed by this giant ship. Because it is a warship, and they haven't used it. They don't seem to necessarily want to blow up their own home planets. But it would be good to not it would be good if they didn't know that we knew.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go in. You're gonna do this gentle scan, and you're gonna sort of give it a very narrow cone of vision, so that you can sort of scan it back and forth and try and get like a graphic of what this thing looks like. But it's going to take a while. Someone's got to sit there and man it and make sure that there are no changes. It is a warship, so you've got to keep your eye on it in case you get like counter scans or anything like that.
8 EST's job is just that.
Yep, that's what I figured. And I know that Pasifina is a kind of a technology whiz, as well. But yeah, for sure, ADST is gonna man that and make sure it goes smoothly.
Yep.
So you head back. You've got air conditioning in the ship, which is really nice.
Yeah.
After the atmosphere of the lava planet. And so that's what you three are doing. And the other what's ADST, Erickson, and Pasifina. And so Mouser and Zen, what are you two going to be doing?
Well, how far away is our ship?
Your ship isn't that far away. It's probably about the same kind of walk as the other ship is.
Okay.
So it's going to
check out
it's in the parking lot. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is a lounge. You're gonna have a parking lot somewhere.
You're gonna go check out your ship, and at any time, if you feel like fleshing your ship out, please go ahead. But don't feel that you need to create a whole ship out of your mind right now.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking it might be like similar to the one that we first came on, like landed on the other planet.
Mm-hmm.
So like a smaller ship. I don't know. That one was damaged. I don't know. I don't think we crashed here just because we seemed like pretty content when we first arrived, drinking hot chocolate and just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
that ship was also a classic style ship. It was a Buck Rogers kind of cylindrical ship with fins on it and everything. So it was. So you guys have like the most classic sci-fi ships you can think of.
Nice.
Awesome. Most awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to check on our ship and raid the food locker maybe, and I don't know, see if there's any. I don't know if there's anything we want to take from here that we might need. I guess we have everything with us, and they're scanning. I mean, we could do a scan too, I guess, just to see if we see anything different.
Right. Yep. All right. So you've gone back. You wallow, bask in the air conditioning, and and start your own scan and everything. So we'll say about possibly an hour passes, and I would like you to roll your technical skill. Whoever is running the scan, roll your technical skill.
I have a tech of 2 + 1.
Nice.
I have a tech of 4 + 1.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that is a perfect image of the Buck Rogers ship.
Awesome.
Yeah, no joke. Double sixes.
Double sixes, sweet. All right, and the other ship as well.
Zen, what's your technical?
My technical is 4.
No, Zen, I think he was talking to.
Oh, Zen.
Yeah.
Sorry. My technical is 1, so it's
Okay,
definitely
mine
not.
is also 1, so which it doesn't matter which of us performs the scan.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Go ahead.
I'm rolling for it now. Okay. Wait,
Roll
sorry. We're rolling 2d6s, right?
Yeah, 2d6.
Yeah. Okay. So I have actually double 3.
Double threes.
Oh, double 3 + 1, so 7.
Yep,
but
yep.
yeah, double 3.
So you both have a complication. Not a complication for you. We should call it something different because that's exactly what it sounds like. You get a complication. Sounds like something bad, right? You should call it something different. We'll figure it out. But so there is rolled a 7, so that doesn't work as a scan, right?
Well, okay.
It doesn't. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It doesn't. Your scan doesn't necessarily reveal anything.
Okay.
But Pasifina's scan certainly does, and it is definitely a ship that you can get a graphic of. She hasn't got any kind of sensical graphic yet, but there is definitely like the beams that you're shooting are definitely bouncing back off of something, and it's there's a weird signature off of it too. Like you've got your generalized scanners that are just always running as well. And you are getting some very strange readings, similar readings to a ship that uses warp space to do faster than light travel, which you know is different than void space. Right? So this is not a faster than light travel that uses void crystals. It is a different faster than light travel that uses a different kind of jump. Right? So you're getting this this reading that insinuates that this ship is going isn't not that it's imminently going to jump, but that it could jump. And you know how it jumps. And that was your complication. That was your gimme. And for Mousers, I don't know exactly what to give you. So why don't you ask me a question, player to DM, and I'll answer it as best I can.
Okay.
And you can confer with you can ask a friend if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any burning desire to know a specific thing then? No?
I think that both you and I are staring at the scanner, going like, well, that right there, that looks okay, right? Like, doesn't that look like a ship? Pointing at whatever spot the scanner is spotting, but we have no idea.
The let me
It's the cafe.
it's the cafe, right? Yeah, of course, yeah, because you don't the scan doesn't actually work. You don't see a graphic from the scanner. It is the other ship, the other team over there that does see a graphic, but you specifically don't.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's not like a scanner, like a a quick response. You know, like those green things, and then when there's a spaceship coming, you see a little dot moving forward closer to. That's what I thought. Like this, a radar. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
That's
hence
kind
the little dot.
That's kind of what the enforcers already had. They had they were reading a signature, and it was just like a little dot and a little info that said Levadian dreadnoughts, and then a little serial code, and that's basically all they had. They didn't want to do a bunch of invasive scans.
Right.
Okay.
So your gentle scan didn't reveal any kind of graphic, right? But you still rolled doubles, so you can still ask a question, because I'm sort of at a loss as to what to give you, because the other team already got the
graphic,
the main thing.
Okay.
So you can and it doesn't have to be about the scan. Like, just ask me a question.
It doesn't have to be about the game.
About the scan. It doesn't have to be about the scan. It should be about the game.
It should be about the game.
What is your favorite cut?
There's the average velocity of a flying swallow.
African or American? I don't know.
African or European?
European. I always do this. I knew I was saying it wrong.
Keating,
You
I,
guys screwed up the
I do
mustache on
have a
Joe.
question.
work.
I do have a question.
You have a
and
question?
I have an idea for a complication.
Okay.
My idea for a complication is we have a library, like our database on our ship, right? Like
Yep.
that we have access to with our computers.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to look up information on the Levadians and see what they have to say about their cohabitors, the Bacharrachians.
Right. The Levadians don't have a whole lot of like public records other than their like colony histories. So they don't have a lot of information about their home worlds, their underground lava filled colonies. But you do get from their colonies. There are like little pockets of violent resistance, and they're not necessarily against the Bacharrachians, but they do speak to a very kind of rebellious nature, you're getting kind of a sense that these creatures are they have like a history of rebellion and working under the radar and possibly like there's been Levadian smugglers caught and that kind of thing. So there's a little bit of like espionage in their culture.
I see. Interesting.
So yeah, that's something. But you don't get anything specific about the relationship between these two species.
Right. But I learned enough to discern that there's probably more going on here beneath the surface that we don't know about. Like, certainly, probably agents here of some kind, and maybe it's worth considering whether this ship is exactly what it appears to be.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. We will we'll say that if you want to keep scanning, for sure, go ahead and do that. It'll take another hour, and then we'll get another roll in. But if you guys want to do something else while some of you, like a couple of you, are scanning, then that's cool too.
Well, I had my chance to scan, and if you want to run another scan, feel free.
Yeah, I can do a scan.
Cool.
I would like to kick Mouser off my ship because he broke my scanner. You get a timeout, sir.
That's right. I thought I knew what it was doing.
Mm-hmm.
That broke the scanner.
2 plus 1. So that would be 8.
8. Yeah, you're starting to get an image of the ship. There's definitely a physical object out there.
Of the Levadian dreadnought we're looking for. Nice.
Yeah. You're. I mean, what you're seeing is like basically a blob, but you're. It's definitely coming together. It's like when you're watching a stream or something, and it's like super low resolution. That's kind of like what you're getting. It's like a very low resolution image.
Ew.
So yeah, and I'd like the other ship to, if you're continuing to scan, please roll a technical skill.
It's 2d6, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Oh well, no, okay.
Zen fixed the scanner because Mouser broke the scanner.
Yeah, and then Zen broke the scanner again by rolling 4.
4, right?
Oh,
And was it doubles?
No, it
Okay.
was not. It was
oh,
3 plus my 1 technical.
Man, it's
so.
hard. It's hard to
Oh.
roll a 4 and it not to be doubles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was 3, so I rolled a 3,
3 and a
and
1.
then
Oh, right. I
plus
see.
1
I
on
see. Okay.
technical.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right. Right.
I will turn
Right.
to Mouser and permission to kick myself off the ship for a timeout of 5 minutes while you fix the scanner.
Right, and the flying saucer too. I would like that one to run a scan. That
Go
would
ahead,
be
Amy.
either James or Amy.
Do you want me to do it, Amy?
I got it. 9 plus 4, 13.
13.
Oh.
Yeah, that's certainly.
That's a great
Oh,
scan.
because the plus 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Superior scanning ability.
So you figure that the way that you're scanning right now isn't gonna do it for you. So you're getting impatient. So you switch to a different kind of beam, and you're able to get a higher resolution image. And what you're seeing is it's a large rectangular ship. But it's got these kind of forward-facing antenna. There's 8 of them, and you can get this from the image that you got. So you are looking at a large rectangle with forward-facing antenna,
Okay.
and these antennas are massive. By the way, they're not just like a little like bunny ears. Because the ship is so big, these are necessarily to scale.
They're giant Lepus ears.
Yeah. And it's at this point when Rad and Chad they will approach. Which ship are they approaching? They are going to approach. Mouser and Zen's ship, and
That's a great idea.
and they're going to they brought like a little tray with a bunch of hot chocolates in it, as if they had come from Starbucks or something.
Yeah.
And except they're obsidian cups, of course.
Yeah.
And they come and they say, "Oh, we've gotten a something like a worrying message from our ship, and here, have some hot chocolate, and we'll talk about it. It's we've managed to intercept a couple of their communications, and they're using warp space for communication, which means they have warp capability, which is something that we came to find out. But the communications that we intercepted were worrying in themselves because they apparently are trying to incite a war. We're not sure who with. It would make sense if it was the Bacharrachians, but also that's too much firepower to war against the Bacharrachians. They could destroy this whole planet if they wanted to. So I'm not sure. It also doesn't make sense within the context of them having this giant star destroyer.
Well,
Death Star.
Public records, it does seem like they have perhaps many different factions, and perhaps perhaps this faction who built and or owns this ship is trying to incite war on the actual planet so that then they can sort of move in on behalf of their Lavanian brothers and, I don't know, perhaps exterminate or somehow undermine the Bacharrachians, maybe.
Right.
Like maybe they want to do this in a way that seems legit, right? Like they want to do it in a way that seems like they're not all guns blazing. They're going to come in because there's civil war on their home planet, and they feel like they have a good case to make for actually setting peace according to their terms.
Right. Right, I see what you're saying, because they have that history on the colonies of
Right.
of whatever bad behavior. That's you're saying that they're trying to incite violence from the Bacharrachians in order to move against them and have an excuse for that.
Right.
Right.
That way they'll have backing from people like you guys potentially in the future. I don't know how long of a game they're playing, how long term their plan is. But I can tell you right now, all it takes is a really strong speaker to get in front of the Galactic Council and talk about human rights violations to win over a whole bunch of lily-livered liberal assholes.
Wow.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And I'm trying to throw a Star Wars reference in here, like he who controls the Senate controls the universe. But that's first of all, not a Star Wars Senate. It's not a Star Wars quote. And second of all, I don't know. It didn't really make much sense. So, but yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, and I feel like we need to get to the Levadian ship and infiltrate the ship. You don't have to come with us, but I feel like we need to get a unit in there. So that
would be great.
so that we can actually see what's going on. With these scans and stuff, they're not helping us out like we wanted to. And he looks down at your screen and he says, "Oh, you're using you're using that wavelength to get a graphic of it. That's good. It's a little blobby. You guys used to doing this?"
Oh yeah, we're just trying to go about it at every angle, right, Master? We just wanted to make sure that we covered all our bases. Why do you think that this is not the right way to go?
No, it's just, I don't know. You've been working for a couple hours, and this is kind of a low resolution image. Right?
Yeah, we don't. I don't know. I left all my scanners at home, so.
Right.
Yeah, and we took a look at everything, and it just, I mean, but feel free, please. Like, if you wanted to take a look as well, go ahead, please. I beg you, please.
I'll let you use your equipment. We have a team working on our equipment already. Besides, these hot chocolates aren't going to drink themselves. And he picks up one of the obsidian cups out of the tray, and he offers you the tray, and sits down on a shelf, not a shelf, but a crate, and starts sipping his tea and his hot chocolate, and It's like, whew. You really get used to the heat, but once you're in the nice air conditioning, it's so much nicer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
And you hear from this guy's belt a little brr, brr, right, and he picks up his cell phone, his tricorder cell phone thing, and he looks at it and says, "Oh, we've got a problem. We've got Levadians moving in on the Bacharrachians over land from
Uh-oh.
the lake. They're coming."
So those two that attacked the settlement were an advance party of some kind.
They must have been. I heard they died though. They weren't very.
Yeah,
Didn't seem very good at what they were doing.
no, they just seemed to be a rage attack more than anything else. But that could have been that could have been an act. I don't know.
Maybe it's what you were saying though. They were a sacrifice to have some kind of reason to move in en masse.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would never do that, but I suppose they might.
I think we should contact the other team. We should get in
Good
there,
idea.
and we should see what's going on. If this is a big force, Levadians are known as not necessarily as fighters, but they are by their very nature dangerous creatures. If you blow one up and it splatters on you, you're going to be disfigured because they're so hot that their flesh is just dangerous. If this is a mass raid, I'm not sure what we can do about it.
Well, if we could get a feel for their numbers at least, and with Bacharrachians, if we could assemble them into some kind of fighting force, we might be able to deal with them.
So this guy gets on his phone and he starts texting the other ship, the flying saucer, and tells them what's going on. That there is some activity, possibly a raiding party, going to the Bacharrach lounge.
No, not the Coco.
Wow.
Bacharrach lounge.
And they hop out of the ship and they start moving towards the lounge. And you can already see that there's some steam rising in the air, which is not a good sign, considering the Bacharrachians are steam creatures.
Right.
Yep. Looks like we're going in to take out some Levadians.
Yeah.
Upon getting this message, Pasafina will start. She'll sit in the captain's chair and she starts prepping for takeoff.
And and 8 EST shuts it all down.
Right. Yeah, you're. I like to think that Pasafina is going through the checklist for takeoff, and every switch that she flips, every button that she presses, 8 EST is right behind her, unflipping the switch and unpressing the button.
Exactly.
All right.
But we have to get out of here.
You need to calm down.
So yeah, Rad and Chad are already on their way. They've got their pistols drawn. They are obviously ready for combat. I mean, they're always ready for combat, but they're definitely looking for threats.
Getting the scenery in the city tonight. Looking for you to start up a fight. Evil feeling in all brains. Sorry.
and so yeah, they're taking points on this. And I don't know if everybody's going or.
Yeah, I'm going. Everyone's going, but I'm probably gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I think I'm getting dragged as I'm like chronically puffing on my inhaler.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going towards the danger.
And yeah, and your go bar is still working for you. So it almost seems like the two of you who have had this go bar, it almost seems like time's slowed down a little bit, and that you're acting faster than you normally would.
Cool.
Right? It just a little bit, like you've just got a very slight edge.
You're stimulated.
And if everybody's coming, then we'll get there. We'll move towards the lounge, and there is obvious signs of battle. There's pigs snorting. There's steam rising in the air. There are in fact what look like some rising steam, but it's like messages because the steam is in the form of a glyph.
Yeah.
So like smoke signals basically. And so you get there and you kind of crest the last hill there, and you can see that yes, there are I'm gonna say, let's see, there are just about 80 Levadians all over this area, just digging as if for truffles. And as they're digging, they are like stuffing they've got these like tentacle legs. There's about 6 to 8 legs each. The way they move is their tentacles come out from the front, make contact with the ground, and the tentacle moves back to the back of their body and then retracts into their body. Right? So they kind of move a little bit like a centipede. There's that wave motion as they're moving, but they move with the force of a like raging boar. They can go very, very fast like this.
How many legs do they have?
They have generally 6 to 8. They're not like your arms and legs, right? So there's not a definite number of them per unit, but it's about 6 to 8.
Okay.
So
are they like low to the ground? Are they big? Small?
Yeah, they're like a horizontal creature. They look like a pig, basically, except for the fact that they have tentacle legs, and the fact that they are made out of this very, very hot flesh that has these veins of like little magma veins running all over their bodies, and so they are digging as if for truffles. And when they find something that they like, this is what's going on in front of you. When they find the thing that they're looking for, they will stuff a whole bunch of their tentacles in there, and a huge amount of steam will escape. Right? So there's a whole bunch of like potholes all over the place now. And they're digging through the grounds, and there are no Bacharrachians around. You can't see that, but you can see a whole bunch of just steam rising from this battleground.
Shoot now, ask later.
Are you going to shoot at these 80 lava pigs?
Actually, no. I'm gonna shoot in the air, like a warning shots kind of thing. First, to see if they're gonna stop or I don't know. Does that work with like?
There's like 80 of them. Shouldn't we we should probably be not noticed if we're gonna.
No, I don't agree with that.
Of course you don't.
Do laser rifles like make like loud noise?
Yeah, they certainly do make a loud noise. They make the classic laser rifle noise. They'll go. Pow!
That loud or?
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
It's loud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then I'll do that like 2-3 times and see what happens.
Right. And we've all converged here. The crew from the 2 ships. And I wanted to ask if anyone wanted to stop her.
No. Not really. So we
Okay.
could go for a bit.
All right.
You know what happened last time someone tried to stop me, so you know.
Yeah.
Erickson.
The last time I fell asleep here. But I don't think I will this time.
All right, so you do your best Conan pose on the top of the ridge there, and you've got your laser rifle in one arm, and you start shooting in the air, and it makes a whole bunch of noise. It is a noisy area right now, but there are certainly a few of these pigs who notice you, and come look up from their reverie of destroying these Bacharrachians, and there are let's see. There are 5 of them that you can tell noticed you, and they're the closest ones. So okay. they look at you, and there are 4 of them starts heading towards you very quickly. And sorry, what?
I was just gonna say, like, I would shout once they start looking at me, going like, "Take me to your leader."
Yeah.
Okay.
Good advice. Good idea.
Let's see how that affects them. Roll your social for them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And so, and if I have none, it's -3.
If you have a 0. It is a straight roll. If you have no skill attached to it, it is -3.
Okay, no skills. It is.
Oh. See, I needed to make that roll.
True.
You're not the one doing the Conan pose on the top of the hill, though.
That's yeah.
So I rolled a 9 -3 would be 6.
6. Okay. So turns out like the 4 of them were charging you. As you say that, the last one that had noticed you turns around, snorts, and then starts charging at you as well.
Oh, God, shit.
So instead of 4, there's now 5?
There's 5 now, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that was the smart decision.
It is at this point for this you're right on the edge of this field of battle. This place that was once a relatively peaceful lounge. And one of I think it's Rad is holding the last hot chocolate from the Bacharrach lounge. And you can see that the pigs are that the Levadians are like headbutting the obsidian dome to and they've successfully brought part of it down. And there are 5 Levadians charging towards Zen. And this is where we'll leave it, right on this cliffhanger here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yay!
And
blow them all up.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna stand there and mow them down.
Yeah. I got my guns back. I'm invincible.